Hello everybody, it's Kate, the West Coast Paper Crafter. It is August 4th if you are joining me live, August 4th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you're catching me on a replay, I have no idea what day or what time it is for you, but I'm glad you're here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kate. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, part-time paper crafter in East Sault on Vancouver Island in Canada. And tonight I'm going to show you a really easy card layout. So this one I've had in my stash for a while. I'm just using some new paper. So I'm using the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper along with the Everyday You and Me stamp set and dies. So let's get going. All right, so tonight I have stored all my bits and pieces in this little card folio. So this is a sneak peek of one of the 3D projects that are going to be gifts for my customers in the month of August. So usually I do card kits. I do a card class at home every Thursday, but August is going to be crazy busy for me. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know where, when, what, I have no idea. So I won't be doing a card class at home in the traditional way that I usually do. I'm just going to be popping in live whenever I can fit time while I juggle my schedule, my days off, my family time, that sort of thing. So instead of doing card kits for my customers this month, if you are in Canada and you are my customer and you spend a minimum of $50 in my online store, then you are going to get access to some PDF tutorials and private videos on some 3D projects. And if you're on my team, you're just getting those for free, right? Because I love you. And I'm weird that way. Hello, Carissa. Hello, Marion. Hello, Hillary. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Comments are popping in. Okay, so this is one of the 3D projects. So full disclosure, in typical Kate fashion, the PDFs are ready, but the video tutorials are not. So if you've already purchased from me this month, the video and PDF tutorials are coming. So this is the little card folio that I've created. Now I still need to do a little bit of decorating on the top, but it's just this little book that ties with a ribbon, and inside it you can stuff 3 to 4 cards per pocket depending how thick your cards are. Maybe 4 might be a little too generous, so I'm going to say 3 for sure. So this is really cute. I'm really excited to share it. I think it's going to be a fun month for my customers. So stay tuned because I'll give you sneak peeks on the other projects as well. So tonight I'm casing one of my older layouts. Hello, Kate from Virginia. And I thought I would show you a little trick that I do to keep some of my favorite layouts for future crafting. So I just have these little plastic sleeves that came from like clearbags.com, and they fit an A2 card. I put my cards, my favorite cards, I slip them in a little plastic sleeve. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Tanya. And then I like to write myself my measurements and a little bit of instructions. And then that way these stay, my favorite designs, my favorite templates, they stay in my stash with the measurements, with the instructions. So I can just like flip through my shoebox full of different designs and pick something that I can recreate with new stamps and new paper. So it's kind of handy. That's my little trick. So I hope that some of you find that useful. So tonight I am doing a card very similar to this card, but I've changed the measurements a little bit because I wanted to add a layer to the top of the card. All right, I know I'm missing comments. Hello, hello, Teresa, Tanya, Kathy. If I already said hello, don't mind me. My brain is going in a million different directions. All right, so let's go through our measurements. I have got tonight a Lost Lagoon A2 card base. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4.25 on the 8.5 inch side. I have got 2 layers that are both 4 inches by 5.25, pretty peacock and basic white. I've got a little piece of basic white. You guys aren't gonna like this. It's 2 and 15th sixteenths. So it is just one tick mark shy. If you have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, it is one tick mark shy of 3 inches, okay? It is 1/16th of an inch shy of 3 inches, and I am sorry, but it's just the way it is because of how I cut my measurements tonight. So I don't like to do that. That's not a fun measurement, but it is what it is. So it is 2/15 of a 16th, one tick shy of 3 inches by 1 3/4. All right, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right, 2 pieces of the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. These are both 1 inch by 4 inch. I love this paper. I can't believe I took so long to get it. 2 more pieces of the same Designer Series paper. These are 1 by 2 3/4. And then I've got 2 little strips. These are half an inch. Yeah, half an inch by 5 1/4, and they're for the inside, so totally optional. Hello, Susan and Shelley from Pennsylvania. Hello, Vicky, nice to see you. Mac from Queensland. All right, Susan, Beverly. Oh my goodness, I'm missing so many comments. Carissa asks how Willie is. Well, he still seems all right. He seems okay. So it's business as usual. We're just doing all the things that he loves to do. So if you caught my Thursday live, my brain was not really into crafting. And I know that I talk so much about my brand new tape runner. And thank you guys for being so patient with me, because it was truly a weird Kate moment. Like, my heart just wasn't in it. And I know I talked a lot about glue. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk about glue tonight. Well, I probably won't, but you never know. Hello, Brandy, Debbie. Okay. Kathy, yes, this designer series paper is my current favorite right now. I can't get enough of it. I don't know why I waited so long, and I love the stamps too. Okay, let's get going. So what we're going to do is take our pretty peacock layer, and we are going to turn it on the landscape side. So our card is going to be, it's not portrait, we're going to flip it around so it's landscape. So you want your pretty and peacock to be on the long side, and we're just going to layer our paper around the edges, giving ourselves 1/16th of an inch border around the edges of the pretty peacock layer. And the cardstock, just the way it's cut, is naturally just going to give you that same border if you keep your borders fairly even around the edges of the cardstock. So we're going to glue the pieces down like this. All right. Now, I can't remember who I seen do this, but I thought it was so clever. Someone took their like non-tacky tape. I like to use Post-it note tape. And she taped her pieces down so she knew exactly where to put them when she was gluing them. I thought that was so clever. So I'm going to try it tonight. Let's see how that goes. Just it'll keep everything in place, and then I can just like make my way around my rectangle. All right, here we go. I'm putting on the reading glasses. You know I mean business. It's been a really busy day. It's actually a holiday in BC. I don't know, is it a holiday in the rest of Canada? Carissa, is it a holiday for you? It's a holiday here. But I worked today because I have got a lot of stuff to do at work. So it was kind of one of those things. I worked. I didn't feel like working. But when you work on a holiday, no one else is working, typically. And I got a lot done. Hello, Jack. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I was thinking about you. I had a chat with Crystal today, and it made me think that we don't talk enough, right? We should probably, I don't know, phone each other. Anyway, so prepare yourself. I feel like there's going to be some phone calls coming. Beverly says it is a holiday. Brandy says it's a holiday. Awesome. And so does Krista. Okay, so I worked the holiday, and it was great because I got so much done, and there's nobody in the office to distract me. And I, like, you guys might be shocked, but I get easily distracted. Easily distracted. So lots of stuff done today, but we're, prepping because holidays are coming soon. That's why I won't be doing the typical card class at home on Thursdays this month because I do not know where I'm going to be. We're just flying by the seat of our pants. Oh, no holiday in Quebec, Beverly? Not fun. Hello, Anne. I am not talking about glue today. I'm not doing it. I know I talked a lot about it. You're not going to hear that tonight. I'll talk about something else. Anyway, I'm in a better space today, so I'm feeling pretty good, actually, pretty positive. I had a good chat with one of my oldest friends. We never talk on the phone, so that's partly me too. I used to be a 911 dispatcher, and I did that for a long time. And then I just developed this dislike of telephone calls. And don't even get me started when the actual landline rings in my house. I'm the last person to answer it. Like, no, thank you. All right, if there's any other 911 dispatchers watching this live, let me know how you feel about ringing phones because I do not like them. All right, now what we're going to do is just take some of this gold striped mesh ribbon and we're going to tie it around the front of this layer. So I don't know, you don't have to use all the ribbon if you don't want to. You could tie a bow and just like tack it down to the front of your card if you don't want to use as much ribbon as I'm going to use. So you might not like this, but I'm using a lot of ribbon to tie a bow. Hello, Liz from New Zealand. Sunny lunchtime where you are. All right. Hey, Sherry. Okay, so I want to tie a bow, so my little trick is to wrap my ribbon around my layer 4.5 times, and that's going to give me enough, probably just a little more than enough to tie a bow without any problems. So from one edge to the other edge, I count that as 1. I know you guys have probably seen me do this lots. Wrap it around the back, counts as 2. Back over the front, counts for 3. One more time around the back, counts for 4. And then about halfway, I know, it's a lot of ribbon. So if this makes you cringe, then just tie a bow. Just tie a little bow and glue it onto the front of your layer. Carissa, you hate the phones and you hate talking on them. Yeah, I know, but you weren't a dispatcher. Well, I feel like dispatching ruined me from answering a phone. Okay, Lynn, you get it because you were an open heart surgical registered nurse. So that's, I'm assuming, what RN is. I'm very sure. So when your phone rang, you were on call and you still have nightmares about it. Oh, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Well, thanks for sharing that. Robin, I know you. I know you probably feel the same way as I do. I know you. All right, so I'm just going to tie myself a bow on the right edge of my layer and see if I can get this in one shot without using my reverse tweezers. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So of course I'm going to manipulate the tails of my bow because I want them to face down a little bit, and then I'm just going to pull on the tails and make my bow loops just a tiny little bit smaller. I like to keep my thumb on the knot, just feels like it keeps it, well, it's not tight right now, but it feels like it keeps it a bit tighter when I'm manipulating my ribbon. Oh no, I made that way too small. Shelley, you are a 911 and a transport dispatcher for your son's fleet of ambulance, and you understand, you get it. We're in good company, friends. We are in good company. Maybe that's why we're crafting, right? Because when you dispatch, you're not necessarily dispatching on a person's best day, right? So crafting has been such a great outlet for, just happy time. Just happy time. All right. I am fluffing up my bows. I'm going to shorten the edges. And I like it. It's good. Okay. Now we're going to take this piece of basic white that is just 1/16 shy of 3 inches by 1 3/4. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm doing this again in like the landscape mode. And I've got a positive little sentiment from the Right Word stamp set that says sending good vibes. And I'm just going to ink this up in Pretty Peacock. I don't have a full-size Pretty Peacock, so I've just got a little ink spot, but every time I use it, I think to myself, why do I forget to order this? Because I do love the color. So I don't know, because I forget. That's what happens. I just grabbed a little texture stamp out of the, what did I call it again? Everyday You and Me. There's a few different texture stamps in here, so I just have the smallest one. And I'm going to add a little bit of texture in Lost Lagoon in a random pattern. Lost Lagoon seems dark. It's always darker than I expect it to be. I'm just going to add it in a little random pattern, but I'm not too worried about the bottom or the left side because I am going to do or add some floral elements, so I don't need to worry about that. Well, thanks, Liz. I'm glad you like how I tie my bows. Sometimes I nail them, sometimes I do not, right? Yeah, you're right, Lynn. At least I got the spot. So you're right. At least I got the spot. If I didn't have the spot, I probably would have picked up the full-size one by now. So I'm just going to add some dimensionals above and below that ribbon. Oh my goodness, my dog is barking at something. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but he is loud. He is loud. He's still feeling good. He doesn't know that he has cancer. He has no idea. So we're enjoying him while he is feeling good, and he's really getting spoiled. He's getting all the fun things every day because we don't know how much time we have left. The vet doesn't think very much time. So he's getting to do all the things, which I'm really grateful for that we got a little extra time. All right, so I'm taking this piece of basic white and I'm just going to lay it down on top of my dimensionals. And it's going to give me, if I get it right in the middle, a very similar border, like 1/16 of a border around those pieces of designer series paper. Give or take a smidge, if because I'm usually crooked, right? Yeah, Carissa, you can hear them. All right. So if you feel like your ribbon is kind of sliding around a little bit, those dimensionals are going to keep it in place. But if it's sliding around and you don't like that, then just grab yourself some tear and tape and you can anchor that down on the back side of your layer. I'm running out of tear and tape here. I've got end of the rolls. All right, so totally up to you if you don't like your ribbon being too, I don't know, loose. Is that the word I'm looking for? All right, so then the plus side of tear and tape obviously is it is double-sided, so we can use that as adhesive as well. Now, if I had quite a bit of ribbon right here that was in the way, I might consider snipping that and getting rid of it if I had too much, just so my card layer, this layer lays down nice and flat. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to that ribbon too. Oh, he's just really barking. He's having a good time out there. Okay, so this is going to go down on the front of the card in landscape. You could pop it up too, depending what you like. All right, I think I have it the way I like it. There we go. All right, here's the card front so far. Now, we need to do a little bit of stamping and die cutting. I'm just grabbing some scraps, a paper, and I'll stamp a few, but I have actually already gone ahead and stamped and cut just so you guys don't have to wait for me to stamp and cut and do all the things. So I'm going to do Lost Lagoon in the smaller bloom from that stamp set in First Generation. And then I'm also going to do it in second generation. I'm going to do the same thing with a bigger bloom. Okay, I pushed down a little bit too hard. There's some smudge in there, but I'm not worried about it because I'm actually not going to use these. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So when I talk about first and second generation, if you've never heard it before, it just means that you're inking up your image and you're stamping with full strength. So this is first generation. And then you're stamping again. And that lighter image is your second generation. And you can go ahead, depending how dark your color is, you can get third generation and I don't know, maybe fourth generation, but I've never done that. I don't think I've ever done fourth generation. Hello, Janice. The tape helped. So the colors in this designer series paper are Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, Gray Granite, Very Vanilla, Wild Wheat. I don't have Gray Granite. So that's on my list. I hope I don't forget. But I'm just going to use Smoky Slate instead for these leaves. And yeah, close enough. Close enough. So Gray Granite is another thing on my wish list. All right. So now, if you've got the dies, you can go ahead, cut your flowers out, fussy cut them. They're not too hard to cut out, but I did go ahead and I stamped and cut out pieces last night. So just to save a little time. And now what I want to do is just layer these on the front of the card. Just kind of figure out where I want them to go. And I may not use all of them, but I probably will. We'll see. So I did these flowers. They're stamped in first and second generation Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. And the leaves are, again, Smoky Slate. So I'm just kind of figuring out where I want these guys to go. Tuck in my leaves and make sure that I'm not covering up any of my sentiment. And then once I have an idea what I think looks good, then I'm just going to go and commit. I'm going to commit. So sometimes more is too much, right? I haven't decided. Okay, I think maybe I'm going to remove one. I'm going to take one off. All right, I like it. I'm going to add these to this little sentiment piece. So I'm just going to take glue on one half of my big flower petal. Then I'm going to grab a dimensional. I'm at the very end of my pack here. And I'm going to tuck it. Actually, I should have put it on first, but it didn't stick down yet. So half has got glue, the other half has a dimensional. I'm just going to put that down right there. I'm going to add this leaf right to my little piece of white. So I'm just going to add a bit of Tombow right here. And there we go. Trucking along. All right, I am a little bit obsessed with the Everyday You and Me bundle. So while I don't have anything specific planned for a card class at home, you can expect to see this bundle in the next few cards. And then I'll probably move on to maybe that rainbow one, the Boho Vibes, I think it's called, because I've got that in my stash too and I haven't even used it yet. How embarrassing. How embarrassing to have all these supplies and you haven't even had time to use them. I haven't even looked at what is coming out in the new catalog yet because I'm like, Kate, you don't need any more craft supplies. Like just because it's a pre-order, it doesn't mean you need to buy it. I have to talk myself out of add to cart because it's one of my favorite things to do. I do love adding to cart, but I really need to use up what I've already got in my stash, right? So I haven't looked. I have not looked at the catalog yet. It's terrible. Can't believe I'm admitting that. All right. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who hasn't taken the time to see what's coming for Christmas. There, I said it. So maybe tonight I'll do a little bit of reading before bed. All right, let's see. What do I want to do? Maybe like so. Yes, I like that. I'm going to glue this one flat. Just tuck that right underneath And then I'm going to put this one on top. I got one more leaf to find it. Oh, goodness. Well, that made a mess. One more leaf to find a home for. I think I can do it. Maybe right here. Oh yeah, I like that. And now I do feel like I'm going to use this last flower. I'm going to put it down right here in the corner. Maybe it's too much. That's all right. All right. Carissa, have you looked at the catalog? Do you have a wish list? Because I know you and I are same. We have far too many craft supplies and we're not retired. So technically we don't have enough time to do all the crafting with all the supplies that we buy, right? One day. Okay, I'm gonna add this here. And then I'm gonna glue down this leaf. And then we're almost done. There's something else I want to do to the front of the card, but before I do that, I'm going to move over to the inside. All right. Lynn says the catalog is awesome. I am in for a treat and get my wish list ready. Well, Lynn, this is the problem. I never seem to have a problem finding things to add to my wish list, but do I need it? Do I need it? No, but yes. All right. Well, this weekend for sure. If I don't get a chance this week between all the things that's happening. So I'm taking one of the strips that's what is this? It's 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, and I'm going to add it to the bottom edge of that basic white that's 5 1/4 by 4. This is the inside layer. So, because I don't like a naked card, right? Who likes the naked card? All right, and then with the other strip, I'm just going to add that to the top. And maybe you don't want to. Maybe you like a naked card. You do you. You do you, friends. All right, here we go. So easy. I actually made some masks in case I decided to stamp this. I'll show you after, actually. They're so easy to do. But you do need Tombow for this type of mask. And I've shown it before when we were playing with the terrific toadstools. I think that was the card class at home for whatever month that was. All right, this is going to go down right on the inside, like so. I am extra sticky today. I feel like I have glue everywhere. All right, I'm not going to smudge ink. I'm going to end up smudging glue if I'm not careful. All right, so I went ahead and I stamped and die cut out these flowers, and they're not quite ready yet. And I don't know if you can see this, but I've taken Tombow glue and I've made little dots. I'm going to leave them. Typically they need, well, these have been over 24 hours, but they're still a little bit too tacky, so I'm going to leave them a little bit longer. But what happens with the Tombow, and I don't know other glues that do this, so I'm using the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, but this is going to dry just a little bit tacky, so you can use it as a mask because it's just going to adhere down to your cardstock, but it's not going to permanently stick. It's just a little bit tacky. So if I wanted to stamp an image and then stamp over it, you can use this to mask. It's super simple, super simple. All right. Hey, Leanne. I'm so happy to see you. I hope all is well. Sherry, you've looked at the catalog. There's some nice stuff. Oh yes, the last chance list. I think that's getting updated tomorrow. There's a lot of things happening. All right, so we've got the inside of the card. We've got the front of the card. One last thing that I want to do with my loose gold sequins is I'm going to add a ridiculous amount of bling to this card. Where is Karen when I need her? Karen, if you catch this on a replay, when I get crazy with the bling, I always think of you. All right, so usually I will do 3, but we're going to be a little wild and crazy with some bling today. So what I'm going to do is I am literally going to make a wave, a wave of bling from the bottom left. So all I'm doing is adding some very tiny little Tombow glue dots. And I'm going to stop with 5, just so I don't forget where I put a piece of glue or a little dot of glue. That would be, I don't want to do that. So I'm just picking up these sequins and I am popping them down on those little tiny dots of Tombow glue. And then I'm not going to move this card for a little while. So I'm going to want that glue to set. I almost need to take your pick for this tedious little work. So if you decide, if you've got loose gems and you want to do this, just a tiny little Tombow, that's all, tiny little bit of Tombow is all you need. And it works like a charm to hold down these little sequins. It just needs to dry. All right, so I've got 5. We're not stopping. We're going all the way to the right corner, top right corner, in a bit of a random pattern. And one more, right in the top. Okay, unless I've got an even number, then of course I'm going to have to like rethink this, because I do like odd numbers when it comes to adding embellishments. I need some tiny ones. All right, this little tiny one here. I strangely like gluing sequins on a card. I find this so relaxing. Hi Susan. Hello Lanny. I hope I'm saying that right. Lanny from the Philippines. You are a far ways away from me. All right. I think I would probably really enjoy diamond art. If I like doing this with sequins, I should probably try my hand at some diamond art. I bet that would be great. So I've never tried it. Let me know if you do diamond art and what you think of it, because maybe I have to add it to my list of things that I'm going to add to cart purchase, and then let them collect dust, because I don't have time for all the things that I want to do. That's like a real crafter, right? We keep getting craft stuff. We don't have time for all the things. All right, let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I want just a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to put a big one here because it's going to be partially covered by my ribbon. It's just going to peek out from behind, and then I need a smaller one. I get that. Oh my, okay, there we go. No, that's not small enough. There's all sorts of sizes in here. There we go. All right, that's the one I wanted. All right, lucky 13. I've got 13 little gold sequins on this card. All right, Chrissy, you've tried diamond art, but it bothers your shoulder injury. Oh, that's good to know, because I've got a rotator cuff injury and maybe I won't like diamond art. You saved me. Thanks, buddy. I'll just be happy with all the craft supplies that I have. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to let this sit. That's going to dry. This is the sample that I made last night with all the bling. Not as many. There's only 9 sequins on here compared to 13. So when I compare these side by side, I think I might have gone a little overboard with tonight's card. Just a little bit overboard. I'm flipping the camera around. It's going to get a little bit dizzy. So if you get vertigo, close your eyes, because vertigo is no fun. All right. So that's tonight's card. Wait. Wow. I hope you like it. I like it. I really like it. Super easy layout. So I cased it from this one. This one is a little bit different because the layers go right on your card front. So you're not mussing around with that almost 3-inch piece in the middle, right? So if you absolutely hate the idea of cutting your cardstock to almost 3 inches and using the 16th, then just shoot me a message because I can send you the measurements for the pieces if you just want to put it right directly onto your card base and skip the layer step, because I got the measurements right in this little recipe card that I tucked in here. Yeah, Leanne, because I have very little, you know what? I'm pulling out all the old stuff because my creative mojo is like gone. It is on summer vacation. I don't feel very creative these days, so I've really been relying on some of my old projects to give me some good ideas, because sometimes when I lose my creative mojo, I don't even find anything that sparks my interest when I'm scrolling Facebook or Pinterest. I know it's a me thing. It's a me thing. But anyway, so that's it. That's for tonight. I do not have anything planned for Thursday because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm sorry, August is going to be a little bit up in the air, but I will I'll keep you updated on the page as to when I will go live next. And again, if you are in Canada or if you're on my team, you are going to get the PDF tutorials and private video tutorials to make some 3D projects for the month of August. So I'm really excited about that. And if you do not live in Canada and you're cursing me right now because you want some 3D projects, then sometime, probably in September, I will just sell the PDF tutorials and video tutorials after the end of August, once I have all the projects made and ready to go. So if you're my customer, these are going to start trickling in as I finish the videos and get everything ready to share. So after that, in September, I will open them up to anybody just for the PDF tutorials and videos if you're interested, right? Because I don't want to leave you out. That's rude. I don't want to be rude. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know I've missed some comments. Hello, Donna. Nice to see you. You're welcome, Susan. I want to see the card you made. So in a little bit, give me about 20-30 minutes, I'm going to post a picture on Facebook. And if you make this design, no matter what you use, whatever paper, whatever stamp sets, I do not care. I would love to see what you make. So that picture is coming as soon as I get this video posted to the YouTube. All right, Catherine, hey, hello, nice to see you. All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I will be back. I just don't know when. August is crazy. Have a really good night, and I'm so grateful for all of you who take the time to catch me live and to catch my replays. I will talk to you soon.